When Christians tithe, what are the ethics when it comes to taxes compared to other donations we make to charities, which is a straightforward tax deduction?
Well, you know what Jesus said about taxes, right? And so they were the Jewish rulers questioned him in Matthew chapter 22 about whether or not they should pay taxes to Caesar. And what Jesus said was, you give to Caesar what's Caesar's, and you give to God what's God's. And the second part of that sentence is the most important part, making sure that you're giving to God what's God's. And that's the problem that specifically the Pharisees had. In any case, you pay your taxes, and when you pay your taxes, well, this is what I do when I pay my taxes. Jesus, on the one hand, said, "Don't let your right hand know what your left don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing when you're giving." And it's the idea that you don't need to be parading these things or making a big deal out of the fact that you're giving, and in that instance specifically to the poor. And so we need to watch out for that kind of attitude. But I am very practical about what happens with the United States government. I don't like what they do with the taxes. I don't think it's right to take money from one group of people and give it to another group of people just because it buys you votes. I think that's sinful. I think taking taxes and using them for all kinds of social programs that destroy families, destroy the lives of children, specifically destroy babies. You know that Planned Parenthood is funded by the federal government at $50 billion a year. And they say that doesn't go for abortions, but you know what? If you gave me $50 billion a year, I could take and say that I was using it for some other thing. It all goes into the same bank account, and that's nonsense. And so I don't like what most of what the government does with tax money, and so I don't give them one penny more than what they're owed. And so I'm real careful when I do my taxes, and I give them the least that I can. And so I want to obey the Lord, and I'm going to pay my taxes, but not one penny more. And so that's my attitude towards taxes.
Totally.
Yeah.
I get as many deductions as my tax guy says that I can get, to the penny.
Yep.
Because I'd rather give it to someplace else.